In Renegade Immortal episode 132, Tian Yunzi personally descends upon the land of the ancient god to hunt down Wang Lin. It is from this point that the deepest secrets of the heaven-defying bead gradually begin to surface. During this process, Wang Lin unlocks the power of the heaven-defying bead, discovering a path leading to the all-heaven star system, a cultivation world far vaster than any he has ever known. Before reaching this opportunity, Wang Lin was trapped deep within a rift at the bottom of the tidal abyss. During his long period of confinement, he did not waste a single moment. Not only did he refine a celestial guard puppet that reached the yin-yang, unreal real stage, but he also comprehended a heaven-shaking move from an ancient giant sword called the Zhan Luo technique, a divine ability of terrifying power. At that moment, the woman hidden within the scroll reappeared. Her voice rang out incessantly, urging Wang Lin to continue descending. In response to her call, Wang Lin no longer hesitated. He stepped off the stone platform and threw himself directly into the endless abyss. This time, he completely relinquished all resistance, allowing the horrific gravitational pull to pierce through his body and origin soul. In that exact moment, he achieved true fusion with the abyss's suction, making himself one with the invisible swirling force. Consequently, Wang Lin's state of mind suddenly expanded, leading him to comprehend his third divine ability, the power of the Yellow Springs. Time passed, and he remained imprisoned in this place for 17 years. After countless reflections and trials, Wang Lin finally found a way to leave the abyss. However, the woman in the scroll continued to plead, her voice trembling with emotion. "Go further down. Please, keep going down." Nevertheless, Wang Lin bluntly refused, believing he could not help her. But immediately after, two sentences from the woman caused a violent shock to his mind. Those words concerned the true origin of the heaven-defying bead, and even mentioned the possibility of resurrecting Li Muan's fragmented soul. In an instant, all the composure Wang Lin had accumulated over 800 years of cultivation seemed to waver. Until now, he had always buried his emotions deep within, using logic to face life and death. But at this moment, that fortified defense suddenly collapsed. Without further hesitation, Wang Lin gripped the scroll tightly, his body streaking like a meteor toward the bottom of the deep pit. Around him was only endless darkness, and in his ears was the roar of the increasingly powerful suction. After falling for an unknown amount of time, a strange phenomenon finally appeared in the blackness below. It was a massive vortex, slowly rotating, dozens of feet in diameter, emitting a gloomy blue light. Strangely, as he approached the vortex, the suction completely disappeared, as if sealed by some kind of power. Only when the suction spread beyond a certain range did it suddenly erupt with violence, tearing everything above apart. Wang Lin halted his body, hovering at the edge of the vortex. At that moment, a strange force transmitted from the scroll, rushing straight into his glabella and gathering at his eyes. In a flash, a vast and boundless starry sky opened before Wang Lin's eyes. Within it existed countless cultivation planets, like an entirely different, complete world. Despite having practiced for over 800 years and witnessed countless wonders, this scene still left him deeply moved. The celestial spiritual energy in his body circulated on its own, seemingly creating a subtle connection with that starry sky, as if something in the unseen realm was silently calling to him. The woman in the scroll then told Wang Lin that the place he saw was the all-heaven star system, her homeland. Hearing this, Wang Lin fell into a long silence. His gaze slowly moved away from the giant vortex before him and settled on the floating scroll. A look of unspeakable complexity appeared in his eyes. The name, All-Heaven Star System, was completely foreign to him. Whether searching his own memories or the ancient inheritance of the ancient god, he could find no clues related to it. Wang Lin stared at the slowly turning vortex, remained silent for a moment, and then looked toward the scroll, his voice low, as he reminded the woman in the painting that it was time to fulfill her promise. He had upheld his end of the agreement, bringing her to the entrance leading to the all-heaven star system. The woman in the scroll did not answer immediately, but softly asked him if he wanted to hear a story. At this moment, Wang Lin was extremely vigilant and coldly refused. However, she seemed completely unconcerned by his displeasure and continued to speak calmly. She said that in an ancient era that could not be traced, there existed a place regarded by all cultivators as a sacred land called the Immortal Domain. After the immortal domain vanished, it left behind 4 ancient paths, which over countless tens of thousands of years evolved into 4 great immortal realms, named Wind, Rain, Thunder, and Lightning. Beneath each immortal realm corresponded a vast star domain. The Luotian star domain she came from was located under the Thunder immortal realm. She then mentioned the heaven-defying bead, telling Wang Lin that this bead did not actually belong to the Alliance star domain, but first appeared in the Luotian star domain. No one knew how it was born, only that when it appeared, all the peak powerhouses in Luotian sensed an ancient aura from the immortal domain. Just a sliver of that aura was enough to drive countless experts mad. But then, the bead abruptly and mysteriously disappeared. It wasn't until many years later that they followed the clues and discovered that, for some unknown reason, it had appeared in the star domain belonging to the Rain immortal realm, the current Alliance star domain. Hearing this, a cold light flashed in Wang Lin's eyes. He pointed upward and asked in a cold voice if the ancient teleportation array there had been set up by her. After a moment of silence, the woman denied it. She said she had also entered the Alliance star domain through that teleportation array. However, she admitted the formation was indeed created by Luotian cultivators. It was just that it had been abandoned for a long time. Without a Luotian stone, it was fundamentally impossible to activate. After explaining the origins of the heaven-defying bead, she offered an extremely tempting condition. She said that within the heaven-defying bead was a fragment of a woman's soul, and that an ancestor in her family could revive that soul fragment. As long as Wang Lin took her through the vortex, returned to the Luotian star domain, and escorted her to planet Donghua, where the Xiang family resided, she would certainly beg her ancestor to help. Wang Lin looked at her with cold eyes, calculating rapidly in his mind. He could only believe 30% of her words, but the existence of the Luotian star domain was likely not a lie. If he did not bring the woman in the painting, no one in Luotian would know he possessed the heaven-defying bead upon his arrival. As for the Xiang family on planet Donghua, whether she was telling the truth or not, he could probably gather some information. Regarding the resurrection of that soul fragment, whether true or false, it was worth a try. He calmly asked more about the situation in the Luotian star domain. The woman explained that the place was unlike other star domains. Large sects almost did not exist, and the forces were primarily cultivation families. Her family was the Xiang family of planet Donghua. Wang Lin feigned contemplation, then said that with his current cultivation, he feared he could not safely cross that vortex. The woman immediately asserted with certainty, as long as he carried the heaven-defying bead, he definitely could. This statement set off alarm bells in Wang Lin's heart. Her over-assertion only proved his suspicion. She was certainly hiding many important secrets. Wang Lin did not argue further. His right hand reached into the void to retrieve the scroll, and his body immediately soared upward. But his target was not the vortex below, but the exit of the abyss above. The woman in the painting panicked instantly, hurriedly asking if he no longer wanted to revive that soul fragment. Wang Lin remained silent. He circulated his secret technique with all his might, letting his origin soul and body merge with the massive suction of the abyss, using that very force to fly rapidly upward. No matter how the woman in the painting pleaded, even as her voice grew urgent, he acted as if he heard nothing. After an unknown amount of time, Wang Lin finally saw the large protruding rock at the top and the crack opposite it. He landed on the rock and carefully observed the teleportation array carved upon it. Then, with a flicker of thought, he released a bolt of lightning from his origin soul, pouring it directly into the stone. With a boom, the rock instantly shattered, swept down into the abyss by the suction. In an instant, this place became identical to its surroundings, with no special traces remaining. Immediately after, Wang Lin lunged into the crack. He waved his hand and threw the scroll into the rock wall, letting it embed deeply inside. His eyes flashed with cold intent as his hands rapidly formed seals. Intricate restrictions poured out like a tide, densely covering the entire area around the painting. From inside the scroll came the woman's voice, filled with terror and confusion. She did not understand why Wang Lin was doing this, and repeated that without her help, the soul fragment in the heaven-defying bead could never be brought back to life. Wang Lin only coldly told her to be silent. The hand seals in his grasp grew faster and faster, layer upon layer of restrictions piling up. This woman knew too many of his secrets. If he could not kill her, then he would seal her forever. After completing the sealing process, Wang Lin stood silently for a moment to steady his mind. Recalling everything, he realized that the woman in the scroll must have once been a powerhouse with terrifyingly high cultivation. For reasons unknown, she had been sealed within the scroll and imprisoned for countless years. Without an extraordinary turn of events, she might never have escaped. However, back in the land of the ancient god, she had secretly absorbed the power of the soul beast runes belonging to the 3 ancestors of the giant demon clan, allowing her to reluctantly recover a faint sliver of her divine sense. Due to Wang Lin's oversight back then, she had spent years quietly observing him, gradually learning many of his secrets. Had it not been for the unique circumstances of this abyss and her desperation to return home, which caused her to inadvertently reveal too much, she likely would have continued to hide by his side, waiting for the day her strength fully recovered to strike. Keeping such a hidden threat with him would surely result in a great catastrophe later on. Her attempt to lure him toward the Luotian star domain was certainly not simple and likely hid other motives. Nevertheless, the existence of the Luotian star domain was probably real. Otherwise, she would not have been so eager to urge him there. As for the Xiong family on planet Donglin, even if that part of her story was unrelated to her, he might still find clues there regarding her true identity. Now that she was sealed, if he entered the Luotian star domain in the future, no one would know his greatest secret regarding the heaven-defying bead. Furthermore, the celestial spirit ground had become fraught with danger. All-Seer and the others could descend at any moment. With his current cultivation, he stood no chance against them in a direct confrontation. Fortunately, the final cave mansion jade slip remained in his hands. Without it, those old monsters could not enter the true cave mansion. He decided it would not be too late to return and explore this place once his cultivation reached a level where he could stand as their equal. A look of determination flashed in Wang Lin's eyes. Behind him, the celestial guard puppet transformed into a violent black vortex, carrying his body upward at an incredible speed. The exit of the abyss drew closer. At the exit, countless clouds of mosquito beasts circled densely. Among them, a deep purple beast whose eyes had been lethargic suddenly brightened. It instantly transformed into a bolt of lightning and dove straight toward the bottom of the pit. While ascending, Wang Lin looked up and immediately recognized the mosquito beast he had been separated from for decades. Upon seeing Wang Lin, its eyes filled with joy. It circled him repeatedly, emitting excited screeches, before diving beneath him to carry him upward. Aided by the vortex created by the Celestial Guard, Wang Lin finally escaped the abyss. His successful departure was not only due to his secret technique for merging with the suction force, but also because the abyss's pull was currently in a relatively weak phase. As he rode the mosquito beast out, Wang Lin saw thousands of other mosquito beasts gathered nearby. All of them stared at him with blood-red eyes, exuding a terrifying, predatory aura. Wang Lin frowned slightly. Compared to years ago, the number of mosquito beasts had decreased by more than half. He placed his right hand on the head of the purple mosquito beast, and his divine sense immediately entered its mind. Images flashed rapidly through his head. Years ago, while the battle between Zhou Yi and Greed was still ongoing, a male and female cultivator had suddenly appeared at the exit of the Fire Demon County. The cultivation of these two was horrifying. With a mere wave of a hand, Greed had been captured alive on the spot, and Zhou Yi was directly suppressed by their divine abilities. The massive reduction in the mosquito swarm was not due to death in battle. Most had been captured by that pair of cultivators. Wang Lin's mosquito beast had sensed the danger and used a strange method to alter its own aura, narrowly escaping that fate. Withdrawing his divine sense, Wang Lin's expression turned grim. He remained silent for a while before gently patting the mosquito beast. It let out a long screech. Instead of flying toward the exit of the Fire Demon County, it turned and headed straight for the entrance of the Water Demon County. On the way, the thousands of mosquito beasts followed behind, emitting screeches full of sorrow and despair. At the tide gate of the Water Demon County, a streak of purple light shot into the sky, revealing the form of a giant mosquito beast. Wang Lin sat cross-legged on its back as over 2,000 mosquito beasts roared out, surrounding him completely. All eyes were fixed on the purple mosquito in the center, their screeches growing increasingly mournful. Determined light shone in the eyes of the purple mosquito beside Wang Lin as it let out a series of long roars. Wang Lin took out his storage bag, opened a small slit, and looked at the surrounding swarm. The entire swarm suddenly fell silent. After a long pause, one mosquito beast flew forward, turning into a streak of gray ash as it entered the storage bag. One by one, others followed. However, not all chose to go. About 2/3 of them simply stood there in silence, quietly watching their king and Wang Lin slowly disappear over the horizon. A long time later, they let out a collective, sorrowful screech. Immediately afterward, their bodies shattered one by one as they severed their own heart veins and fell from the sky, dropping straight into the abyss entrance below. In the distance, the mosquito beast beneath Wang Lin trembled slightly. It slowly turned its head to look back toward the abyss, its eyes filled with deep sadness. Wang Lin sighed softly, gently stroking its head. Based on his understanding of this species, he now realized those who entered the storage bag were the young, while those who chose to end their lives were all the mature adults. In the world of mosquito beasts, to be left behind by one's king meant that death was the only end. Wang Lin eventually pulled the purple mosquito into the storage bag as well, allowing it to reunite with the hundreds of its kin inside. Standing mid-air, he looked up at the blue sky and white clouds he hadn't seen for a long time, remaining silent for a moment. He then tapped his storage bag, and a crystal appeared in his hand. As his divine sense merged with the crystal, a crystalline light enveloped him. In an instant, both the light and Wang Lin vanished. When he reappeared, he was inside his cave mansion. Seeing that the countless restrictions inside remained unbroken, Wang Lin's eyes flickered. He took a deep breath, formed hand seals to seal the entire cave mansion, and destroyed the teleportation array within, ensuring that from now on, not even the blood ancestor could enter this place. After finishing, Wang Lin took one last look deep into the cave. The spirit of the cave mansion appeared, watching him from a distance without saying a word. Wang Lin turned, gripped the crystal, and departed. Having settled all minor affairs, Wang Lin once again appeared at the entrance of the abyss. He looked back at the land behind him before finally turning his gaze to the sky. That gaze seemed to pierce through the heavens, rising higher and higher beyond the limits of the sky until it reached the East Sea. At this moment, outside the demon spirit gate in the East Sea, All-Seer, Ling Tianho, the blood ancestor, and 7 or 8 other elders were waiting quietly for Ling Tianho to open the gate. Suddenly, All-Seer let out a soft humph, looked toward the gate, and frowned slightly. Their entry into the demon spirit ground this time was several decades earlier than planned. It had all started over 10 years ago. While All-Seer was in meditation, a feeling of intense unease had suddenly surfaced in his heart. That feeling came from the demon spirit ground, from the mark he had once left on his disciple Wang Lin. At that moment, the mark had been forcibly erased. All-Seer was not the only one unsettled. The blood ancestor felt anxious as well, the source of his worry being his daughter, Yao Xishui. As time passed, this sense of unease grew stronger. Ling Tianho's heart was also shrouded in gloom. Of the 12 disciples of the Da Luo sword sect, 9 of their life lamps had been extinguished. Ling Tianho suddenly struck downward with a palm, forcing open the demon spirit gate, and stepped inside with a flick of his sleeve. That palm strike hit the vortex of the gate, causing the entire demon spirit ground to tremble. Dark clouds gathered into a massive vortex, and an overbearing aura erupted wildly from within. At the exact moment those old monsters stepped inside, Wang Lin's figure leaped from the entrance of the abyss and dove straight down. His body was like a bolt of lightning, hurtling toward the bottom. The massive suction force now seemed to turn into an endless thrust, making his speed faster and faster, pulling him into the deepest part of the chasm. At that very moment, All-Seer's eyes snapped open. His gaze was cold and sharp as he looked toward the east and shouted, "You want to run." His fingers moved in rapid hand seals, his gaze seemingly piercing through infinite distance to lock onto the tide entrance of the Water Demon County. That gaze pierced through the entrance, into the ancient corridor, and straight into the massive pit. While falling, Wang Lin immediately sensed something unusual. His body shifted, harmonizing with the suction of the abyss, and using that pull to increase his falling speed even further. When All-Seer's gaze reached this place, it was also tugged by the abyss's suction. He hesitated for a heartbeat, but quickly forced his way through the force to probe even deeper. This divine ability immediately caught the attention of the other old monsters. In that instant, all of their divine senses followed all seers' gaze, booming outward and flooding into the deep pit. Wang Lin remained calm. He slapped his storage bag, and a 7-star sword formation flew out, rotating around him to create a powerful thrust. This force merged with the suction of the abyss, causing his speed to skyrocket. In a single plunge, he reached the very bottom of the pit, arriving at the edge of the giant vortex. Just then, all seers' gaze and the divine senses of the other old monsters descended upon the spot. Wang Lin stepped 1 foot into the vortex, then turned his head back, looking coldly behind him. Immediately afterward, his body slowly sank into the swirl. A vast power erupted from the vortex, spreading in all directions. That power was so terrifying that even the divine senses of all seer and the other old monsters were forced to retreat simultaneously. They could only watch helplessly as Wang Lin completely merged into the vortex. It wasn't that they didn't want to stop him, but because the power emanating from that vortex was the connecting force between 2 star domains. Its power was too immense to be interfered with lightly. Wang Lin vanished just like that. At the sight of the vortex, space became deathly silent. Those scheming old monsters each wore an extremely grim expression. After a while, they devised a plan. They decided to join forces to send greed into the Luotian star domain to capture Wang Lin. Each of them left a restriction on Greed's body, ensuring he could not escape their control, and had no choice but to enter that star domain to find and bring Wang Lin back. Unlike cultivators in the Alliance star domain, most of whom were unaware of the world outside, cultivators in Luotian were quite aware that vast star domains existed beneath the 4 great immortal realms. Because of this, information and knowledge here were much more open and free. In the Luotian star domain, traditional sects and schools did not exist in the same way. The cultivation society here was built primarily upon cultivation families sharing the same bloodline. In this star domain, only those of the same blood could form a true bond, supporting each other to build a powerful force.